experience with monitoring and logging solutions using Grafana and Prometheus.
Okay, great. So you have used EC2, right? You have in AWS.
Yes.
So how do you create EC2 instance using Terraform?
Just to first to write a Terraform main.tf files. And in the
Mm-hmm.
TF file, we have like the resources, AWS EC2 instance, and the name of this two instance, and select the like instance types, key pairs, instance name in the text with the key and value pairs, and then attach some security groups. We want to create we can use a default security groups. Yeah, we can create a custom security groups. In the security groups, we have like inbound and outbound both the rules for example, inbound like 22 access for the EC2 instance and outbound all the traffics. So that kind of steps are required to creating EC2 instance.
Okay. Uh, like that, let's consider your EC2 instance is running out of disk space. So what
Mhm.
action you will take to mitigate that issue?
Okay, so first access the EC2 instance and hit the some command like df space hyphen h to check the available disk size. If you notice it's a disk is fully utilized on that machine, so
So
without some
if we're talking about disk space means you are talking about which one? Which EC2 disk space means which one you are talking about mostly?
sorry.
Uh, EC2 disk space means so are you talking about EBS volume or which one?
Yeah, it base volume.
Okay, carry on please. Yeah.
Okay, so first using du command hyphen sh to getting the details all the directories under the root directories, yeah, home directories, yeah, Ubuntu directories. So that is a command to checking the size of the EC2 instances. I mean, it's for a particular directories.
Okay. Okay. So you have worked on CI/CD pipelines, right?
Right.
So how do you implement CI/CD pipelines? And which
Okay.
tool for who? What are the tools you've used?
Mostly I am using Jenkins mostly.
Mm-hmm.
So in that pipelines, like starting with defining some stages like code checkout stages, code scanning, code testing, and building the images using Docker. After build the image, then scanning the image using Trivi for non-vulnerabilities, and then push to registry, and then deployments. Deployment depend on the way to develop like Docker, yeah, Kubernetes, yeah, AWS.
Okay. So so can you tell me like what are the
Mhm.
command you used to start Jenkins?
Using sudo systemctl start Jenkins,
Okay.
and its default running port is 8080.
Or okay, fine. Okay. So you are aware of this version control?
Sorry,
Are you aware of the version control?
version control.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm aware about
So which version control you use? You aware of Git?
Git.
Yeah. So how you pass message when you're committing in Git?
Using git commit command
Okay. How you pass message?
hyphen m and double quote the message of the file.
Okay. Okay. So now we are going back to this like earlier question in Jenkins. Let's consider you have a stage in Jenkins which
Mhm.
require a user agent with at least 500 MB of RAM. So how do you advise to do this in Jenkins?
Sorry, come again.
So you have a stage in Jenkins
Yeah.
which requires to use agents, okay, with at least 500 MB RAM.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you advise to do this in Jenkins?
You mean agents like basically used to be distribute I uh, manages like master slave architecture. You mean
Okay,
like the distribute the workloads, correct?
yeah.
You want this type of.
Yes.
So add the slaves here node either via SSH connection by installing the Jenkins agent on each slaves, and then assign the label slave based on the type of job. For example, build or test, and then Jenkins jobs use labels to ensure that specific builds on run build particular slave. For example, you are running build test build on the second agent and test for third agent for that kind of, for example. Okay, and then configure a master node to dynamic scales in case of having workloads, and then monitoring using Jenkins UI.
Okay. Okay. Let's consider the dev team wants to go with a NoSQL database. So do you know NoSQL? What is NoSQL database?
Is Cassandra?
NoSQL database.
No SQL database.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what is present in AWS for NoSQL?
MySQL Postgres
No,
widely used.
Postgres is not a NoSQL.
It's a SQLs.
So now dev team wants. Now
It's
they are asking for a NoSQL server,
It's
and you will.
Redis DynamoDB. Yeah, Redis DynamoDB.
Okay.
And also Cassandra is also NoSQLs.
Okay. So do you know what is cron and how does it work in Linux?
Chrome basically is a mechanism to run a task for a specific time minutes.
Okay.
You want to schedule a script with the help of the Chrome.
Okay. How can you schedule?
I like using, so let's first create a cron job. So cron to space -e command, the creating, and then enter the 1 to nano editor. It's a simplified and easy to use, and then give some commands like if you want like mint hours, day of the month, day of the weeks, and then script name, which script you want to run for a specific time period.
Okay. So are you aware of Docker?
Yes.
So where do you store Docker images?
Sorry.
Where do you store Docker images?
On Docker registry.
Okay. So also you use Kubernetes?
Yes, I'm using.
Can you describe the pod command?
kubectl get pods.
Yeah. What is the use?
It's still listing the pods.
Okay. So do you know this limit command in Kubernetes?
Limit command.
Yeah.
It's I think assigning some specific resources.
Yeah,
like,
you define in you have heard about Kubernetes manifest files. There we mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that kind of like CPU, yeah, memory utilization for set some resource limits.
Okay. So have you used AWS Lambda?
Not too much, only one of the projects I am used.
Okay. So what is that? Can you tell me what you have done in AWS Lambda?
Like we used AWS Lambda to automate the process of resizing images uploaded to our applications. So I set up Lambda function that will trigger automatically when image was uploaded. So resize the image to multiple sizes and store the resized image in S3. So this saved us a significant amount of time and resources.
Okay. How can you deploy dependencies alongside Lambda code? Yeah, dependencies which is present along with Lambda code.
Using external libraries, yeah, modules.
Have you heard about packaging? How?
Sorry?
Yeah, so there are different packaging dependencies present in this Lambda code, like direct inclusion, Lambda layers. Have you heard about this?
Like if we have using like zip file, so like for Lambda, for example, node application, so we can upload the zip file to Lambda as our deployment packages. and using layers, so you are packaging dependency with this separately. This is used for reuse them across functions.
Mm-hmm. How can you optimize the performance of Lambda function?
Performance, I'm not sure. I think using some education times.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum time is up to 15 minutes. And I'm not actually not too much aware about that
Okay,
deeply.
okay,
in the
okay,
level.
no worry, no worry.
I'm just using only one of the projects, so where we required.
And who is build tool you use for Java?
Jenkins.
And have you used any kind of for Python also?
Yes, Python, Node, Java.
Okay. So how would you use scripting within Jenkins to ensure rollback capability? Like if any kind of deployment fails?
So we revert the in previous stable versions. Like if you talk about Kubernetes, so this is easily to be done using rolling update strategies with the help of Argo CDs. So we deploy with the specific tags on
No,
our
you need
environment.
to use using scripts.
Actually, we are not using ESQ because we are using Argo CDs.
Okay,
on
you are
our
using Argo
Kubernetes
CD. Okay,
platform.
got it.
Yes.
And do you know idea about shell scripting?
Yeah.
So can you write like a shell script like to pull a Docker image and check if it is running? How like just overall you can tell me.
Sure. Okay. Just I'm writing it there. Me. Starting with the slash b dash and then image name for example some image test with the latest keyword and test, then echo to testing the image colon the functions image underscore name, and then total image underscore name, and then container underscore name equals to for example test is the container name, then container name, and then checking conditions. For example, dollar and then name of the container.
You can just tell me the command like yeah.
Sorry.
You can tell me just it's okay. You can just overall I want to see.
Name. Then and maybe if checking the status of the
Okay.
container
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, yeah, it's okay. Yeah.
maybe 2 or 3 steps are if after if condition, then we print the echo message. So content is running, and else in the else like we print again message like content is not print not running, and then our file condition is wrong.
Okay. How can you define a public and private subnet in VPC?
Like route tables. So if like okay, so like click on the subnet and find the subnet in the words subnet groups, and then check the route tables with the associated subnets. If the route table has a route to internet gateway, then the subnet is a public. Otherwise, if there is a no route to the internet gateway, then only has a route to other private net, then it is a private subnets.
Okay. Okay. So how can you manage access to VPC?
Sorry.
How can you manage access to VPC? SS in VPC.
SH.
SS. How can you manage SS in VPC?
I think no idea about it.
Okay. You have idea on like have you used Ansible?
No, not really.
Okay, fine. So have you configured any load balancer?
Yeah.
So how can you how can you make how can you configure a load balancer in AWS?
Like go to the in the AWS consoles, and then create on the creating the load balancer, and then like selecting the load balancer types like application yeah, Netflix yeah, classic, and then give the name of the load balancer, and scheme choose the between internal facing yeah, internal. We are using internal facing, and IP addresses type like either IPv4 yeah, dual stack, and listening ports for by default is ATS created, so we can add HTTPS also for 443 if needed.
Okay.
And then
Okay, got it. Yeah. How can you copy files from a Linux server to an S3 bucket?
from S3 to Linux
A Linux server to S3 bucket.
using AWS S3 copy command and file name then S3.
Okay. Can you tell me difference between IAM role and IAM policy document?
IAM roles. I think it's attach IAM roles and the policies. The kind of the permission sets for the users and allow like on which resources. Unlike IAM users, don't isolate with the specific permissions. So policy like documents that define permission policy specify what action are allowed or denied specific resources.
Okay.